Hello, everyone. I believe it is still morning. Welcome to our podcast. We call it Our Voice Podcast. This is an initiative of the clan, which is also part of the Bible Society of Kenya. So the clan is an abbreviation for Catalysing Leaders Alumni Network. So, Catalyzing Leaders Training is a program under the Bible Society of Kenya, and we happen to be the pioneers who are there when the program started. And from the training, we formed an organization called the Clan. And today, we're just here to our voices on matters affecting the young people in this generation and in our country, be it matters religion, be it politics, be it relationships, marriage, and all that. Those are some of the things we'll be discussing. So I am Austin Muka. In the clan leadership, I serve as an advisory, and with me are my fellow members. They will tell you their name and their positions as we continue. So I'll start with the person from my left to introduce himself and tell you everything that you can know about him. And then also I'll give the chance to the person on my right. Yeah, karibu sana George.
Thank you so much, Mr. Austin, for this opportunity. It's a great opportunity to talk about leadership. As we know that leadership is one of the it's a very sensitive thing.
Yeah.
Not only in our lives, even in churches, in corporates, and indeed the whole world. And everything starts and stops with leadership. So thank you so much for the privilege. I am Gashanja. I happen to be the chair of clan by the grace of God. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, George. Apart from your position in the clan, is there any other area of your life where you lead? Maybe you can share with us.
Yeah, thank you. So I happen to serve at Nairobi Calvary Temple. In the Sunday School department. I also happen to be in the marketplace as a contractor. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is Kunju Muredi. I'm saved. We are here to discuss about clan, about the leadership, and how it is impactful to the youths. And we see how we are going to learn and relearn. I serve in the Presbyterian Church and a department called Justice, Peace and Reconciliation. That's where I serve. And in the society, I'm a hustler. But I am in the legal department also in government. Thank you.
Yeah. Would you tumbia your position in the clan?
In the clan, I serve in the legal department. I head that department. Thank you.
Sasa huyu ndio lawyer wetu, and he's an amazing guy. And we're just happy to be here. And being that Catalyzing Leaders Training is basically about leadership, from personal leadership to professional leadership and even entire community leadership. So in this our first session, we're going to talk about leadership and how the thing has been. But before we get into that, I want us to talk about Catalyzing Leadership Training because both of us, all of us here went through the training in the year 2023 and we graduated early in 2024. And I just want us to share how the training was, what did you learn, kulikuwa aje, and maybe some lessons you picked, that are still pushing you in your area of leadership. Because as you've heard, Mr. Muredi here is a leader in his church, Judy is a leader in his church. I think I didn't talk about myself, right? I just said my name. Yeah, so apart from being in the advisory at the clan, I run an organization called the Stellar Generation Kenya. The Stellar Generation Kenya is a youth initiative that focuses on mentorship and empowerment of the young people and reaching out to the community. And I happen to be the co-founder and also the CEO of the organization. And my interest and love for the young people is what pushed me into having such an organization. And today, this year, we are 4 years old. And that is why I also felt like if I could combine that with the clan, it would really be amazing. Professionally, I'm a procurement and a logistics officer, and also a businessman or a hustler like me. Anyway, yeah. So maybe I'll just give them a chance. Waseme venye how the training was. Maybe just 1 or 2 lessons you pick from there that you're using to apply in your current area of influence. George.
Yeah, thank you so much. Indeed, we underwent the training.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was wonderful, and we not only learned but we also enjoyed.
Yeah, the food was good.
Yeah, yeah, the food also was. The buffet was good. So I was able to learn quite a few things. One of the things is being intentional as a leader.
Yeah.
We've been leaders at some point, and not taking it that seriously. But from the time we underwent the training, we were able to see the importance of being a leader, and creating influence, becoming a person of influence, and how that can transform a society.
Yeah.
So being intentional as a leader, and then of course the issue of integrity comes into play. So it's a great thing to become an integral leader. So you're able to understand how an integral leader conducts themselves, and how they are able to actually bring about transformation in society.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give us, like, maybe if there is any practical example of where you were able to apply maybe one aspect you learned from the Catalysing leaders so far?
Yes, as I mentioned, is the issue of integrity.
Yeah.
And in the marketplace, as I said, I'm in the construction field. I was able to now implement the issue of integrity as I understood from the point of training, and it's come up good. At least I've seen people now trusting me even more and more because of becoming a good integral leader.
No. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much, George. Intentionality and integrity.
Yeah.
Yes, Murithi. How was the training? Any few things you learned that you're applying currently?
I think for me, to start with, is I'll appreciate BSK for giving us that opportunity.
Sure.
To undergo that training. I'm not sure whether we paid something small or a token of but BSK really came in
Very true.
and for us to undergo that training.
Yeah.
And again, for me, it was key because I work in a very critical area, the political field in this republic.
Yeah.
And as we were speaking earlier about the political field and how challenging it is. So my key lessons, number one was, as Shanja has said, in as much as I will still struggle with, is an issue to do with integrity. Because at times integrity is critical even in spheres of life. Another key lesson that I learned from you was, before changing the outside world, it has to start from where I am. As it is biblical, Jesus was born in, was it Nazareth?
Yeah.
So for him to change the world, he had to start from his place of birth. So it was another key lesson for me. I had to start with myself for me to change now the world as we move. Yeah.
Amazing. I really appreciate that. I think for me, the part that really came to me during the training. Okay, the training was great, and I want to join my brother really in appreciating the BSK. I'm also the General Secretary for being a very, very amazing instrument in making this come true. She has been very, very supportive of this team, and we really appreciate her. The training was very, very well. Being that we were the first cohort, I know it was some kind of a rough work, but because I've attended other sessions, they are a bit more refined. But whatever we got has really pushed us. For example, myself, one thing I came out of that I still hold up today is transformational leadership. As a leader, you are not just born to lead, but you're supposed to transform lives. Yeah. You're not supposed to be just a transactional leader. There's some things if a leader does, it is expected of you. But when you do extraordinary as a leader, then I believe there is transformation. I mean, if I'm expected to do meetings as a leader. I'm expected to deliver results or reports. That is very fine. But going to the level whereby you're able to change lives, impact people that are working under you, I think that is an aspect of leadership that I'm really that really ministered to me. And each and every day in my area of influence, I try to transform people's lives. Yeah, for example, like I said, I run an organization, and I try as much as possible that before week ends, I know how 2 or 3 members are doing. What are you doing? What are you up to lately?
Sure.
You have a job, you don't have a job? How is life taking you lately? I don't ask that because I have a solution to their problems, but I think just sharing and empathizing with all the going through is very, very important. So thank you guys. It was an amazing session, and right now I think they're in their 3rd cohort who are graduating this Saturday, and we look forward to involving them in this session. So today we're going to I want us to talk about 2 aspects of leadership. That is first servant leadership, and also how integrity and accountability affects leadership. Those are some of the issues that I would like us to discuss. And I want to go to Mr. Mureithi. But before that, George, maybe you can open for us the book of Mark, chapter 10. You have your Bible? Okay. You can open the verse?
That is Mark 10:45.
Yeah. So when you're talking about servant leadership, we want to use Jesus as an example. I remember there was this time Jesus wanted to wash the disciples' feet. And I remember Peter saying, "You shall not wash my feet." And then Jesus said, "If I don't wash your feet, then you're not part of me." So, and then after that, I remember Jesus saying that they were questioning, who is the greatest among us? Then Jesus said, "The least among you is the greatest." And a leader should lead by example. So what does Mark says? The book of Mark 10:45.
So Mark 10:45. It's only a single verse, and I read it. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many.
Yeah, for even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. So from this verse, Mr. Morudi, what do you understand by a servant leader? What comes to you?
Now, a servant leader, for me, is a person, is a leader who has committed to engage others and to meet their needs. A person who is not selfish, a person who wants to meet the needs of the people whom he has been chosen to lead and to govern, as Jesus was. When he was even selecting or choosing his disciples, it was not about an I affair, it was about the affair of the rest. So servant leadership, in a nutshell, it should be the leader serving the people whom he has been chosen to lead. In the spheres of life, whether it's in the political field, whether it's in an office, however small or big you feel your scope of leadership is, then for me that one should be the servant leader. Washing the feet of his disciples, that's a servant leader. You're not waiting to be assisted by others or to govern others. You're there for them. Yeah,
because in those days, washing someone's feet was actually most people used to wash other people's feet were slaves, because there was a lot of walking happening. There were no cars, there were no any, so obviously mguu zilikuwa chafu sana. So someone washing your feet really meant a lot. And so in your area of influence, whether in politics or in the church, is there someone that you think you've recognized and you can say this person is a servant leader?
Definitely, yes. I think my father.
Yeah.
My father, a man I respect so much, is called Mureithi Kunju. And I see he goes way out to serve the people whom he's been given to lead.
Yeah.
My father is a minister with the Presbyterian Church, and the way I see him work for the congregants and the people he has been chosen to lead. He's a true servant leader. In fact, most of the time, we kind of feel he's neglecting us. Growing up, the children and the family. But it's not that he's neglecting us. He's a servant leader.
Yeah.
Before, even in simple things, before the others before he serves himself to have a plate of food, he's making sure everybody whom is with him is having that plate of food.
Yeah.
Before he sits, he's making sure everybody is comfortable. In that small scope and area of influence he has. So for me, he's one man who stands out, and always look forward to be like him even when I grow up. I'm still growing up.
Amazing. When you grow up, you want to be like your father.
Definitely.
So would you say that a servant leader, based on your father's example, would you say a servant leader is someone who prioritizes other people's needs before his needs are met? Being that he could sometimes, let's say food has been prepared, you would prefer the church members eat first, then you need to maybe mkule baadaye, or sometimes maybe visitors have come to the church, wanapewa places za kulala, nyinyi mnaambiwa mlale kwa viti, ndio wageni waende. Would you say that?
Maybe what I'll say is not at his expense.
Or not at his expense.
Not at his expense, not at the expense of the family. And as much as we grew up and most of the time he was having people, when he's free on a Monday, we are in school.
Yeah.
When we want to hang up with him on a weekend is when he's having the wedding and everything. Yes, he's serving others, yes, but not as at his expense.
So you don't neglect your side.
Don't neglect yourself. Yes.
Yeah, Judge, what do you think?
I would agree 100% with what Mr. Moridi is saying. That a servant leader is a person who thinks about other people and puts the interests of other people at hand and prioritizes them actually.
Yeah.
But also, I would also want to add that a servant leader is somebody who knows themselves that they were born to serve. They have that thing of servanthood in them. And if I can quote a verse in the book of Isaiah 41 verse 9 that says that God called us and made us his servants. So I think the first thing is to understand that you're a servant and you were meant to serve others.
Serve the people.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the process of serving people, there was someone who said that you can never please human beings. Even if you go to the point of lying on the floor so that they can walk on you, they'll still say, "Haujalala vizuri."
Sure.
So human beings complain a lot, so that's why sometimes I believe leaders want to serve. Because mtu atakuja kwa pastor, apewe chakula, alafu atasema, "Hii uji hata haiko na sukari."
Sure.
But this pastors really sacrifice to put this uji on the table. Because of late, I'm learning that the fact that someone has accommodated you, someone has given you his car to go somewhere with, it doesn't mean that they have access.
It's a sacrifice
to help you.
Sure.
So at what point do we draw the line between authority and humility? Because for you to be a servant leader, humility must come in. But authority is still there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Authority, you still have to have your authority as the leader. At some point you have to draw the line that hapa naye umeenda sana. I know I'm a servant leader, I know I can do these things for you, but at this point hapa sasa. So how does humility and authority work for a servant leader? What comes to you, George? As a servant leader, where do you draw the line between humility and exercising your authority as a leader?
Wow, interesting. It's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
I would say that it starts from a point of knowledge.
Yeah.
When we talk about authority, you have to understand that you have that authority. So when you are in a space where you are exercising leadership, you first of all know that you are a leader. So there are things that you're supposed to be doing, and there are other things that the other people are supposed to be doing. So in my own opinion, I think that it is important to be very humble as a leader, because that is the only way you can be able to reach out to your members and be able to be effective. But you need to draw a line and say, as a leader and with the authority that I have, this is what I can do, and this is where I can get. And this is what I expect from my members or the people I'm leading. The other thing is to make it known. You don't just make boundaries, but you make them known. I'm your leader, but this is where you can reach. This is how far I can come. And communication is key, of course. That when you set those boundaries and they are known, then leading becomes easy.
Amazing. Yeah, so sorry Mudedi, leo umeleta story ya babako kama tutamuongelea hadi tumalize. Are there instances that you can share with us where you felt like your father, apart from the humility and being a servant leader, he took authority? Are there instances unasema kuna siku hii kitu ilifanyika and I saw my father exercising his authority as a leader?
You know, one thing we must realize is being a leader or being given that platform to lead, you're just there to assist people to see what they are not seeing. I've always argued leaders are more of you're there to help turn the wheel and more easily. So the instances I've seen him stamp authority of as a leader in a church. Maybe the church is not moving in the right direction, and they'll see him do it in a very, very friendly way. There's no friction, and he has accommodated everybody who is on board. And maybe there was division in the groups or in the church or anything, and he'll do it in a lot of wisdom. Because one thing, as I said earlier, is leadership is the platform to lead, because the system is there and these people want to be governed, but you must do it in a way which you're going to bring everybody on board. And you do it in such a seamless manner. You grease. So the wheel is turning, but it needs to be oiled for it to turn easily and maybe a little bit faster.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing. Because I know one thing that I've seen in my experience. I'm someone who has lived in the village and has lived in the city. Wanasemanga nyumba ya pastor lazima mlango ikuwe open all the time. And I wonder at what point do we draw the line so that the pastor and the family can also have some kind of privacy? Because unapatanga, juzi nilisikia Kanyari akisema kwa nyumba yake anaishi na watu karibu 200. And apparently the wife was not that type and all that. Would it be okay if a member is looking for help and a pastor says, I'm sorry, but I'm not able to accommodate you now? Do you think that is something that can happen?
Yeah, of course, it's very much okay. I mean, growing up, you've suffered at times. I think, as Gashanja has put it, it's good to have the boundaries.
Yeah.
Growing up as a pastor's kid and everybody wants to be in your house and in your space, there reaches that point where now the parent has to shield, growing up, as a leader, so that you may not be influenced negatively, maybe by the happenings of the society. So it's true, it's a little bit difficult, yes, but his leadership, they did transcend down even in our family.
Yeah.
Whereby what we do, we are born 3 brothers and he has not influenced what you do in our normal lives. The dreams you have and the goals you have as a leader, in the legal field where I am, my other brothers in their fields, he's not one person who was pushing us to force us into leadership. Even in church, he does not force us to be leaders in church. Once your time comes and you feel you need to be a leader in that church, he'll help you, move towards that direction easily.
Yeah. So
I agree, yes, it's a challenge, but once the boundaries are set up, these things, they flow easily. I've always given a story about, I think I was in Form 1 after joining high school, and I was missing, having that moment with my dad.
Yeah. And
I remember by then he was working somewhere in Mount Kenya region, and we passed by some butchery somewhere and we bought a kilo of meat, and we cooked it well in the house.
Yeah.
Now nyama imeiva, and now you're in boarding school, and now you're preparing yourself to consume what you've missed in school for that period of time. Sasa hiyo siku ndio wazee wa kanisa wameamua tutembelee mchungaji. And I was wanyima mtakula, but now he nursed the wounds after, and he promised to make sure that it is not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks he has a solution to their problems. Definitely they'll keep knocking on his door.
Yeah.
even when you have moved out, they'll keep knocking on his door. But as a leader, we can have that for, he has always protected us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. I think I like that because there's always so much pressure, especially the society put a lot of pressure on church leadership. And I think it's very, very okay for them to know that at some point they can draw a line. They can also have their boundaries, and it is okay for them to say no once in a while.
Sure.
Yeah, and just take a break and just the church where I go to, in a year, I think the pastor goes on a leave like twice or 3 times for a whole month. He goes away with his family. I remember during the Safari Rally this year, he was not around on the Safari Rally day, and the wife told the church members that he has taken the boys to Safari Rally, and I was like, wow.
Exactly.
It should be like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So before we go to the next thing, I think we'll take a short break and then we'll resume after that. Thank you.